Let's be real. Our evenings often slip away in a blur of distractions. After a busy day, it's tempting to unwind by reaching for our phones or turning on the TV, only to find that time passes without us truly resting or reflecting. We might tell ourselves we're relaxing, but we're still caught up in the noise of the world. But what if your evenings could be more than just a way to escape the day? What if you could intentionally create a routine that not only calms your mind, but also prepares you for a productive tomorrow? In this episode, we're going to explore 10 things to do in your evenings based on the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers. These practical habits will help you clear your mind, bring peace to your soul, and set yourself up for success tomorrow. By making small changes to your evening routine, you can reclaim your nights as a time for rest, reflection, and renewal. Let's dive in and discover how to transform your evenings from distractions into opportunities for growth and tranquility. 1. Disconnect from the noise. How to clear your mind before sleep. Have you ever gone to bed with your mind racing? Maybe you found yourself tossing and turning, replaying the events of the day, worrying about tomorrow, or getting caught up in your thoughts that just won't stop. The noise of the day lingers, and it makes it nearly impossible to find peace or drift into restful sleep. The problem is that most of us carry the clutter of the day into the night, whether it's work, family, social media, or the endless to-do lists. Our minds often don't get the chance to truly unwind. We spend our evenings in a state of constant mental noise and then wonder why we wake up feeling exhausted or overwhelmed. But what if you could clear your mind before bed, leaving behind all the chaos of the day and preparing yourself for true rest and relaxation? Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasized the importance of simplicity and mental clarity. He believed that to live a good life, we must free ourselves from the constant noise and distractions that cloud our minds. And this is where self-discipline comes in, learning how to disconnect, mentally and emotionally, from everything that doesn't serve us before we sleep. Think about it. The more you allow your mind to stay tangled in thoughts, whether they're worries, anxieties, or frustrations, the more you're inviting stress into your life. This stress doesn't just affect your mood, it affects your sleep, your energy, and your overall well-being. In the Stoic tradition, the key is to focus on what you can control, and one thing you can control is the state of your mind. To disconnect from the noise, start by creating a ritual that signals to your mind that the day is over. This could be as simple as turning off all electronics an hour before bed. No phones, no computers, no social media. The blue light from screens can interfere with your body's natural production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep. Instead, use that hour to unwind, read a book, meditate, write in a journal, or simply sit in silence. A simple practice that Marcus Aurelius would likely approve of is journaling before bed. This gives you the opportunity to reflect on your day, clear your mind, and set your intentions for tomorrow. Ask yourself questions like, what went well today? What could I have done better? What is within my control? And what should I let go of? By reflecting in this way, you allow yourself to mentally process the day, release any lingering tension, and find a sense of peace before sleep. Another way to disconnect is by practicing deep breathing or mindfulness. This practice can calm the nervous system, slow the heart rate, and prepare your body for sleep. Just 5 to 10 minutes of focused breathing can have a profound effect on your ability to let go of the day's stresses. The point here is not just to shut down the mental noise, but to create a peaceful space where you can restore your energy. Just as you wouldn't try to operate a car with the engine running at full speed, you shouldn't go to bed with your mind racing. Rest is essential for mental and physical well-being, and clearing your mind before sleep sets the stage for true recovery. By creating an evening routine that helps you disconnect from the chaos, you're honoring both your mind and body. You're acknowledging the importance of rest and giving yourself the space to recharge for the challenges and opportunities of tomorrow. So tonight, take a step toward a calmer mind. Disconnect from the noise, set aside the distractions, and give yourself the peace you deserve. Your body and mind will thank you in the morning. 2. Close the doors on chaos. Evening rituals for inner peace. After a busy day, it's easy to let the chaos linger, whether it's work-related stress, family responsibilities, or the never-ending list of tasks that never seem to get done. Your mind races with thoughts, and your body feels wired, like you're still in the middle of the day's hustle. But what if you could create a space of calm, a moment where you consciously close the doors on the noise and create an environment of peace? Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, understood that the external world would always be full of distractions and disturbances. However, he believed that true peace comes from within, by cultivating inner stillness, no matter what's going on around you. This doesn't mean ignoring life's stresses or pretending everything is fine. It means accepting that chaos is inevitable, but that your peace of mind is yours to control. So, how do you close the doors on chaos at the end of the day? It starts with establishing a nightly ritual that brings calm and order to your evening. Rituals are incredibly powerful because they signal to your mind that the day has ended and it's time to shift into a state of relaxation. These rituals help you release the stresses of the day and prepare yourself for restful sleep. One of the simplest and most effective ways to do this is by creating a calming routine before bed. The Stoics believed that control over the self was the key to peace. By exercising control over how you spend your last waking moments, you're setting yourself up for a night of restorative rest and mental clarity. This could involve lighting a candle, drinking a cup of herbal tea, or taking a warm bath. These small acts can have a profound effect on your mental state. Another powerful ritual is to quiet your mind through meditation or mindfulness practice. Taking a few minutes to breathe deeply and center yourself can help you let go of the clutter and noise that might otherwise follow you into the night. You can practice a simple body scan meditation, focusing on each part of your body and releasing any tension. You can also try gratitude exercises, where you reflect on the good things that happened during your day, cultivating a sense of appreciation and peace before sleep. Establishing these rituals is about more than just relaxing. It's about consciously choosing peace over chaos, order over disorder. The act of setting boundaries between the day's business and the peaceful night ahead signals to your mind that it's time to let go of stress and embrace calmness. This simple act of creating closure to the day allows you to mentally close the doors on the demands of the world and enter a space of tranquility. There's no one-size-fits-all evening ritual. It's about finding what works for you and what helps bring you peace. For some, it might be reading a book, journaling, or spending time with loved ones. For others, it could be taking a quiet walk or listening to calming music. The key is that it's intentional, something you do to shift your energy from the rush of the day to a state of calmness. Incorporating these rituals into your evening doesn't just prepare you for sleep. It's a practice of self-care. It's an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to clear your mind, and to honor the importance of peace in your life. By closing the doors on the chaos of the day, you're creating space for a deeper connection to your own inner peace. And as Marcus Aurelius often said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By taking control of your evening ritual, you take control of your thoughts, setting the foundation for a peaceful and purposeful life. So tonight, choose peace. Set your intention, close the doors on the chaos, and create a ritual that helps you find stillness. Your mind and body will thank you as you rest and recharge for the challenges of tomorrow. 3. Honor your body. Why movement before bed matters. When it comes to self-care, we often focus on what we put into our minds and what we eat, but we tend to overlook the importance of honoring our bodies, especially before sleep. After a long day, it's easy to think that the best way to prepare for rest is by simply collapsing into bed. But in reality, the way we treat our bodies in the evening can profoundly impact both our sleep and our overall well-being. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often spoke about the importance of maintaining balance and harmony within oneself. He recognized that caring for the body was as important as cultivating the mind. But in our modern world, we tend to prioritize mental work and neglect the physical, forgetting that both are deeply interconnected. Our bodies are not just vessels to carry us through the day. They are an integral part of our overall health and peace. So, why does movement before bed matter so much? The truth is, our bodies were designed to move. When we remain sedentary for long periods, our muscles tighten, our energy stagnates, and our circulation slows. By incorporating some form of movement into our evening routine, we activate our bodies, reduce stress, and prepare ourselves for restful sleep. A simple evening movement routine can be incredibly powerful. It doesn't have to involve intense workouts or strenuous exercise. In fact, gentle activities like stretching, yoga, or light walking can have a calming effect on both the body and mind. These activities help to release built-up tension, improve circulation, and promote the release of endorphins, the body's natural, feel-good hormones. One powerful practice is a series of stretches or yoga poses that focus on relaxation. Stretching your body after a long day helps to release the physical tension that accumulates from sitting, standing, or working at a desk. A few minutes of mindful stretching can help reduce any tightness in your muscles, release stress, and calm your nervous system, signaling to your body that it's time to unwind. Walking, too, is an excellent way to honor your body in the evening. A short walk, even just around the block, can have an immense effect on your mental clarity and relaxation. It provides you with an opportunity to disconnect from the demands of the day and center yourself before transitioning to sleep. Walking, like other forms of low-impact movement, reduces the amount of cortisol, the stress hormone, in your body, which can help you sleep more soundly. The key here is not about pushing yourself too hard, but about gentle movement that respects your body's natural rhythms. When we rush through the day, we often forget to check in with ourselves, but adding a few minutes of movement allows you to reconnect with your body, bringing balance and harmony to your evening routine. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that our bodies require care just like our minds, and he made sure to give both the attention they needed to thrive. By honoring your body in the evening, you prepare yourself for deep, restorative sleep. Movement helps to relax the body, lower stress levels, and improve overall circulation, preparing you for the rest you need to wake up feeling refreshed and energized. And beyond that, honoring your body every evening helps you build a long-term foundation for health and vitality. So tonight, instead of just collapsing into bed, take a few moments to care for your body. A little movement, no matter how small, can have a big impact on the quality of your sleep and the peace of mind you wake up with. Your body is your partner in this journey of life, and it deserves to be treated with respect and care. 4. Honest reflection. How to hold yourself accountable with compassion. At the end of the day, it's natural to feel a mix of satisfaction and regret. Maybe you accomplished a lot, or maybe the day didn't go as planned. But whether it's a day full of wins or a series of challenges, the key to continuous growth lies in honest reflection. The Stoics believed that self-examination was a crucial part of personal development, and Marcus Aurelius regularly practiced this by reflecting on his actions, thoughts, and emotions. Honest reflection isn't about beating yourself up for mistakes or lamenting missed opportunities. It's about looking at your day with a clear, compassionate eye, acknowledging what went well, and identifying areas for improvement, all without judgment. It's about holding yourself accountable in a way that fosters growth rather than guilt. Think about this. At the end of the day, do you take a moment to reflect on your actions, or do you simply go to bed with your mind still racing? Reflection is an important practice because it allows us to learn from the day's events, adjust our approach, and make better choices moving forward. But here's the twist. Reflection should never come from a place of self-criticism. Instead, it should come from a place of compassion. Marcus Aurelius knew that it's impossible to grow if you're constantly punishing yourself. Growth requires understanding, patience, and a willingness to improve. So how do you reflect honestly without falling into the trap of self-criticism? Start by acknowledging your successes, no matter how small. Maybe you handled a difficult situation well or managed to stay calm in a stressful moment. Recognize these achievements because they show you that you are capable and that progress is happening, even if it's not always immediately visible. Next, look at what didn't go as planned. Instead of focusing on the mistakes or the things you wish had gone differently, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What could you have done differently? What can you do next time to ensure a better outcome? But most importantly, ask yourself this: how can I be kinder to myself in the process? Self-compassion doesn't mean making excuses. It means giving yourself the grace to learn, grow, and improve. The Stoics didn't believe in perfection. They understood that mistakes are inevitable, and they taught that the goal isn't to avoid mistakes, but to learn from them. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, but because we do not dare that they are difficult." In other words, the biggest obstacle to progress is often our own fear of failure. When we approach our reflection with compassion, we remove that fear and turn mistakes into valuable lessons rather than sources of shame. One way to implement honest reflection is to keep a daily journal. Before bed, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What did I do well today? What could I have done better? What can I learn from today's experiences? These questions help you maintain a balanced perspective, acknowledging both your strengths and areas for growth without harsh judgment. But it's not just about learning from the day. Honest reflection is also about being accountable to yourself. If you've set goals, review them. Have you made progress? If not, why? Be honest with yourself about what might be holding you back, and use that insight to make a plan for the future. Accountability isn't about self-punishment. It's about using your reflections to stay on course and continue moving forward with intention. So, take a moment tonight to reflect. Look back at your day with honesty and compassion. What did you do well? What will you do differently tomorrow? Hold yourself accountable, but do it with kindness. Because growth isn't about being perfect. It's about being better than you were yesterday. 5. The power of perspective. How to take a view from above. Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a stressful situation, feeling overwhelmed and trapped? Perhaps it's work, a challenging relationship, or an unexpected setback. In those moments, it's easy to get consumed by what's right in front of you, believing that the problem is bigger than it truly is. Our minds tend to focus on the immediate, on the stress, the urgency, and the chaos of the situation. But what if you could step back and view the problem from a broader perspective? Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the power of perspective. He encouraged himself and us to remember that our problems are not as significant as they may seem in the moment. By taking a step back and viewing our lives from a higher vantage point, we can see our challenges in their proper context and regain the clarity we need to move forward. So, how do we begin to take that view from above? The first step is simply to acknowledge that our problems are often temporary. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to feel like everything is urgent and that one issue is the center of our universe. But if we zoom out, we begin to realize that life is full of ebbs and flows. Just as the tough times will pass, so too will the good times. Everything is transient. The Stoics believed in seeing the bigger picture. They understood that life is a series of events, some within our control and others not. By focusing only on the small, immediate details, we miss the grander narrative. Marcus Aurelius would often remind himself that life is but a fleeting moment in the grand expanse of time. The frustrations of today will be a distant memory tomorrow, and the decisions we make in the heat of the moment may not carry the weight we think they do. One way to gain this perspective is by practicing gratitude. When we're caught in the stress of life, we often focus on what's going wrong. But taking a step back to acknowledge what is going right can shift our mindset completely. Ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? Focus on the people, the experiences, and even the small moments of joy that you might overlook when consumed by stress. Another powerful tool is to practice mindfulness or meditation. These practices allow you to detach from the noise and chaos of daily life and simply observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, you can develop the ability to step back from any situation and see it for what it truly is, without being swept away by it. This ability to detach doesn't mean avoiding the problem. It means approaching it with clarity and calm, which will help you respond with wisdom, not reaction. Another aspect of the view from above is to think of your life in the context of the universe. The Stoics often reflected on how small our lives are in comparison to the vastness of time and space. When you're faced with a challenge, imagine how it will seem a year from now, 5 years, or even a decade. The stress of today may not matter in the grand scheme of your life, and by putting it in that context, you give yourself the freedom to approach it with a clearer mind. Taking a step back also allows you to focus on what's within your control. You cannot control every aspect of life, but you can control how you respond. You can control your attitude, your actions, and your mindset. By shifting your perspective, you're able to identify what you can actually do to improve the situation and take positive steps, rather than feeling helpless or overwhelmed. So, next time you find yourself caught up in the chaos of life, remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. Take a moment to step back and see the bigger picture. Your problems are not as big as they seem in the moment, and you have the power to approach them with a calm and clear perspective. Embrace this view from above, and you'll find that the challenges you face become more manageable and the way forward becomes clearer. 6. Walk with the wise. Who is your role model and what can you learn? Have you ever wondered how some people seem to move through life with clarity, confidence and calm, no matter the circumstances? It's almost as if they have a secret that makes everything easier. But what if I told you that this secret isn't so secret after all? It's the result of learning from those who have walked the path before us. It's about surrounding yourself with wisdom and understanding, even when those people aren't physically present in your life. One of the most powerful practices in Stoic philosophy is the idea of learning from the wise. Marcus Aurelius himself sought inspiration from the philosophers, leaders, and wise people who came before him. He often reflected on the lives of great figures, reminding himself that he could learn from their virtues and avoid their mistakes. The Stoics understood that true wisdom comes not just from personal experience, but from the accumulated knowledge of those who have gone before us. So, who is your role model? Who do you look up to, and what can you learn from them? It's easy to think that we must figure everything out on our own, but the truth is, success, wisdom, and resilience are often cultivated by standing on the shoulders of giants. A role model doesn't necessarily have to be a famous figure from history or a celebrity. Your role model can be anyone, someone whose qualities you admire, whose approach to life resonates with you, or whose decisions you believe reflect wisdom. This person could be a mentor, a family member, a friend, or even a figure from a book or a podcast. Think about the traits you admire in this person. Is it their ability to stay calm in the face of adversity? Is it their unwavering discipline or their clear sense of purpose? Perhaps it's their ability to connect with others or lead with integrity. The qualities you admire in them are often the same qualities you can cultivate in yourself. By observing how they approach life, you can begin to emulate their habits, their mindset, and their actions. But how do you learn from your role model? The first step is to study their life. Really dig into how they make decisions, what their habits are, and how they navigate challenges. It's not just about admiring their success, but about understanding the journey they took to get there. This process of learning from others' experiences helps you avoid reinventing the wheel and provides you with valuable insights that you can apply to your own life. Additionally, engaging in dialogue with those you admire can be a powerful way to learn. Whether it's through mentorship, reading their work, or simply having a conversation, you open yourself up to their perspective. This dialogue doesn't just help you gain knowledge, it helps you grow emotionally and mentally, expanding your thinking and challenging your own assumptions. Role models don't just teach us what to do, they teach us what not to do. They show us how to navigate life's difficulties with grace and resilience. We can learn from their mistakes as much as their successes. And by learning from their mistakes, we avoid repeating them, saving ourselves time, energy, and unnecessary heartache. The Stoics were great believers in role models. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, encouraged us to examine our lives and see where we could be better, but also to learn from those whose lives reflected the virtues we aspire to embody. To them, wisdom was the greatest pursuit, and the best way to gain wisdom was to look to those who had mastered it before us. So, take a moment to ask yourself, who do you admire? What qualities do they possess that you'd like to develop? How can you learn from their life to make your own better? Embrace the idea of walking with the wise, whether it's through their words, their example, or their wisdom. They've already paved the way, and you can walk alongside them, learning as you go. Remember, you don't have to go through life alone, struggling to figure everything out on your own. You can learn from those who've come before you and apply their wisdom to your own journey. 7. The routine of the greats. Preparing for tomorrow before it arrives. Have you ever woken up feeling unprepared for the day ahead? Maybe you rushed through the morning scrambling to get everything done, only to find yourself feeling scattered and behind. We all know the feeling, rushing to meet deadlines, responding to emails, and trying to juggle everything at once. But what if there was a way to ensure that tomorrow didn't feel like a race from the start? What if you could take the chaos out of your mornings by preparing the night before? The greats throughout history didn't just stumble into success. They created habits that allowed them to be prepared for what came next. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, was no exception. He didn't just wake up and react to the day. He cultivated a routine that allowed him to approach life with calm and clarity, knowing that preparation would lead to effective action. This practice of preparing for tomorrow before it arrives is one of the most powerful habits you can adopt. It's not about having everything figured out or knowing exactly what's going to happen. It's about setting yourself up for success by taking the time to organize, plan, and align your energy with your goals so that when tomorrow comes, you're ready. Imagine how much smoother your day would feel if you spent just 10 to 15 minutes the night before preparing. You could review your schedule, write down your most important tasks, and mentally rehearse your goals. Instead of waking up to a flood of decisions, you would already know where to direct your focus and energy. You'd be in control rather than scrambling to keep up. This concept is rooted in the idea of discipline, doing the things that will ensure success before you need them. Whether it's setting out your clothes, prepping meals, or mentally preparing for a difficult conversation, the act of preparing ahead of time clears up mental space and eliminates unnecessary stress. It's a small but powerful act of self-care that allows you to face the day with intention rather than react to it. Marcus Aurelius himself would reflect on his day in the evening, and as he prepared for the day ahead, he would ask himself how he could stay true to his values and align his actions with the greater good. He didn't just think about what he needed to do. He thought about how he wanted to approach it with discipline, patience, and virtue. This mental preparation is something that anyone can adopt. You don't have to be an emperor to benefit from this routine. Whether you're a student, a parent, or someone building a career, preparing the night before can be the difference between feeling in control and feeling overwhelmed. It's about being intentional with your time and energy, knowing that success is the result of small, focused actions. So tonight, instead of just winding down, spend a few minutes preparing for tomorrow. What are the most important things you need to focus on? What can you do to set yourself up for success? Take a moment to review, plan, and mentally rehearse. You'll wake up tomorrow feeling more confident, calm, and ready to take on whatever the day brings. 8. The art of acceptance. How to make peace with today's mistakes. How often do we carry the weight of the day's mistakes into the night? We replay conversations we wish had gone differently, beat ourselves up for things we didn't do, or obsess over actions we regret. The truth is, we are our own harshest critics. We judge ourselves for every slip-up and get caught in the cycle of self-doubt, as if the mistakes of today define us. But what if you could make peace with your mistakes, not by ignoring them, but by accepting them with compassion and clarity? Marcus Aurelius, like all Stoics, understood that we are human, and being human means we are bound to make mistakes. Rather than fighting with ourselves over past actions, he practiced acceptance. He believed that peace comes not from perfection, but from understanding and accepting the imperfections of life. His personal philosophy emphasized that we cannot change the past, but we can control how we respond to it. So, how do you make peace with your mistakes? The first step is to embrace the Stoic principle of amor fati, or love of fate. This means accepting everything that happens, both the good and the bad, as an opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of seeing your mistakes as failures, try to view them as experiences that teach you valuable lessons. The goal is not to be perfect, but to become better through self-awareness and intentional action. Think about a mistake you made recently, something that has been nagging at you. Perhaps you missed a deadline, had an argument, or acted impulsively. Instead of letting this mistake define you, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What would I do differently next time? This is how you transform regret into growth. The Stoics taught that every experience, no matter how difficult, offers an opportunity to practice virtue, whether it's patience, resilience, or wisdom. One key to making peace with mistakes is to practice self-compassion. We are often so quick to forgive others for their mistakes, but we hold ourselves to a higher standard. By treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we offer others, we can begin to let go of guilt and self-blame. It's not about excusing the mistake. It's about acknowledging it, learning from it, and then letting it go. Holding on to guilt or regret only weighs you down and prevents you from moving forward. Another practice to help make peace with mistakes is journaling. Before bed, take a moment to write down what went well during the day, but also what you'd like to improve. Reflect on your mistakes with curiosity, not judgment. Write down your thoughts on what happened, why it happened, and what steps you can take to do better in the future. This process helps you release the emotional burden of the mistake and gives you the clarity to move on. By accepting today's mistakes with understanding, you free yourself from the emotional chains that hold you back. You stop letting past actions dictate your present and future. The Stoics taught that while we cannot control the events of our lives, we can control how we respond to them. By accepting our mistakes, we make room for growth, improvement, and peace of mind. So, tonight, as you reflect on your day, think about the mistakes you made, but don't dwell on them. Accept them, learn from them, and then let them go. Tomorrow is a new day, filled with new opportunities to do better. But before you move forward, make peace with today. 9. Family and loved ones. Why you shouldn't sleep without connection. How often do we go to bed feeling disconnected from those who matter most to us? We get caught up in the busyness of our day, the demands of work, or the distractions of modern life, and before we know it, the evening arrives, and we're too tired or distracted to connect with our family or loved ones. We might share a few words before heading to bed, but how often do we really take the time to be present, to nurture those relationships, or simply show appreciation? Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of relationships and how our connection with others impacts our own well-being. He believed that one of the key components of a meaningful life was the relationships we build with those around us, whether they be family, friends, or colleagues. But too often, we let the rush of the day and the noise of the world prevent us from truly connecting with the people who matter most. The truth is, the people closest to us need our attention and affection just as much as we need theirs. At the end of the day, it's not the number of tasks we complete or the things we achieve that will give us fulfillment. It's the relationships we cultivate. True success in life isn't measured by how much we accomplish, but by the love and connection we experience along the way. So, how do we make sure that our evenings don't pass without nurturing the important relationships in our lives? The first step is simple: make time for connection. Before you go to bed, take a moment to sit down with your loved ones, even if it's just for a few minutes. This could mean talking with your partner about how their day went, spending time with your children, or simply sharing a quiet moment with a family member. The Stoics understood that human connection is a cornerstone of a well-lived life. While they taught the importance of self-reliance and inner strength, they also believed in the significance of love, community, and companionship. Marcus Aurelius, in particular, valued his connection to those close to him, often reminding himself of the importance of kindness, empathy, and understanding in relationships. Think about how you can strengthen your relationships before bed. Maybe it's putting away your phone, truly listening when someone speaks, or offering words of gratitude. Taking the time to connect with those you love isn't just an act of kindness, it's an investment in your own emotional well-being. Studies show that strong, meaningful relationships are one of the most significant factors in long-term happiness and fulfillment. These moments of connection allow us to recharge emotionally and remind us of what truly matters. Another powerful practice is to end your day with a simple act of appreciation or love. This could be saying, "I love you," giving your partner or child a hug, or just acknowledging the positive impact they have on your life. These small acts don't take much time, but can have a lasting impact on the bond you share. When you go to sleep with a heart full of love and connection, you're able to rest peacefully, knowing that you've nurtured the relationships that bring you joy and fulfillment. You're also setting the tone for tomorrow, ready to face the challenges of the day with a strong, supportive network behind you. The last thing you want to do is go to bed with unresolved tension or disconnected from the people you care about. We all have busy lives, but making the effort to connect, even for a short time, is one of the most meaningful things you can do. Take a moment tonight to reach out to those you love, show them you care, and end the day with a sense of closeness and gratitude. 10. Stillness before the night. How to make evenings a time of peace, not distraction. In a world that's constantly buzzing with noise, whether it's social media, work emails, or the incessant demands of modern life, it's easy for our evenings to become just another extension of the day's chaos. We're always plugged in, always connected, always moving. But what if you could reclaim your evenings as a time of stillness and peace? What if you could intentionally create a space of calm before bed, giving yourself the chance to unwind, reflect, and recharge? The Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, believed that peace of mind was one of the greatest virtues a person could cultivate. He spent much of his life in a turbulent and demanding role as emperor, but he never lost sight of the importance of stillness. In his meditations, he wrote often about the need for quiet contemplation, reflection, and moments of solitude to reconnect with oneself. These moments, he believed, were essential for maintaining clarity and perspective in a world that is often overwhelming. Creating stillness before the night isn't just about putting down your phone or turning off the TV. It's about consciously choosing to disconnect from the distractions that prevent you from finding true peace. It's about creating space in your evening to reflect, breathe, and unwind without rushing to fill the time with external noise. One way to cultivate this stillness is by developing an evening ritual that prioritizes peace over productivity. This ritual doesn't need to be long or complicated. It's about being intentional with how you spend the last moments of your day. Whether it's through meditation, deep breathing exercises, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, the goal is to give yourself permission to slow down and just be present. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that the mind needs rest and clarity in order to function properly. This rest isn't just physical, it's mental and emotional too. Our minds are constantly processing information, making decisions, and reacting to external stimuli. But by creating a space of stillness, we allow ourselves the chance to let go of the day's tensions and return to a place of balance and calm. Another powerful practice is to use this time to reflect on your day. Before bed, take a moment to think about what went well and what you could have done differently. Ask yourself, what did I do today that aligned with my values? What can I improve tomorrow? This isn't about self-criticism. It's about honest reflection that helps you grow. The stillness before bed gives you the mental space to process your thoughts and emotions, setting you up for a clearer, more focused mind when you wake up. Ultimately, the key to making your evenings a time of peace is to make it a habit. In a world that pulls us in a million directions, it's easy to get caught up in the constant rush. But stillness is a choice. It's about saying no to distractions and intentionally creating a space where you can breathe, reflect, and simply be. So tonight, instead of filling your mind with noise and distractions, try to carve out a few moments of stillness. Whether it's 5 minutes or 30, give yourself the gift of peace. This simple practice can transform your evenings from a time of chaos to a time of calm, and it will set the tone for a more balanced, purposeful tomorrow. As we've explored today, the way we spend our evenings plays a crucial role in shaping the quality of our lives. From disconnecting from the noise to honoring our bodies and reflecting on the day with compassion, each step brings us closer to living a more balanced and purposeful life. The small habits we cultivate in the evening set the tone for tomorrow, helping us prepare mentally, physically, and emotionally for whatever comes next. Marcus Aurelius believed that true peace comes from within, and by incorporating these Stoic-inspired evening practices, we can create a sense of calm and focus that carries us through the challenges of each day. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about making intentional choices that bring us closer to the life we want to live. So tonight, as you wind down, take a moment to reflect on what you can do to bring peace to your evening routine. Whether it's spending a few minutes disconnecting from distractions or practicing stillness, you're taking control of your mind and body. You're setting yourself up for success, one evening at a time. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your engagement helps us spread these valuable lessons of Stoicism and self-improvement to more people. Keep applying these practices and let them guide you toward a more intentional and fulfilling life. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.